Welcome to Thomasville Insights with the City of Thomasville. On the podcast, we'll talk to experts on everything from Thomasville history and events to daily operations and city business, all while having some fun in the process.
Welcome to Thomasville Insights with the City of Thomasville. I am Austin Reams, and I am here with Ricky Zambrano, who is man enough to wear a bright pink shirt today. Ricky, so good to see you.
Just for you, Austin. Just for you. Busted out the pink just for you because I know that your feelings a little bit hurt because I heard through the grapevine that you were thrown out of your old digs.
Absolutely. I think you're correct. It's been a sentimental journey getting kicked out of the Municipal Auditorium because I've been there for a long time. And a lot of meaning to a lot of different things, little inside jokes or little things that have been a lot of fun moments that I've had in there in my career. So it was a little sad leaving it, but we're excited about why. I'm excited about this renovation coming up, and we're going to learn more about that coming up in a little bit.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the last recording of the podcast that we had, our July intern takeover, which, by the way, the interns, they knocked it out the park.
Yeah, they did. Like we were going to have to knock them back a little bit because their numbers are better than ours. So we're going to have to restrain those numbers somehow.
I'll get if I get my family involved, like my cousins, it would be like 2,000 because I got like 2,000 cousins.
There we go. All right.
But in all seriousness, they did a great job. So a big shout out to our interns who are off to school and have put their internship time period in the rearview mirror. So a big shout out for their time period spent with us and the job that they did with the takeover. But also, that was the culmination of the podcast being recorded in your old digs, and we're now sitting in a nicely refurbished studio.
Yep. New location. Yep.
Nice chairs. I finally got a nice chair.
Yep. Finally, I've always been giving Ricky the worst chair in the studio intentionally, and now you got a nice chair.
Yeah, I got a nice chair, and so again, as we put that in the rearview mirror, but we need to talk about why, which is obviously this renovation of the municipal building and the auditorium, and we've got an expert here to talk about it.
Yeah, and Mary did a great job interview. You guys are going to like it. She is very passionate about her job and passionate about bringing an event space here into town, and excited about that. And just a note, Ricky screws it up by trying to drink water, so just kind of know that that's coming up. He could not keep it together, as all he had to do is take a sip of water. So you will probably hear the crinkling of a plastic water bottle in this here interview.
Not my fault. You didn't have the cups here as you're supposed to have provided.
Oh yeah,
it's in my contract you have.
I had the green M&Ms and
cup.
The lighting.
You're supposed to have a cup.
The temperature is at 68.3, like you
perfectly fine.
Insist in your contract.
But you did not open the door like you're supposed to. B, you didn't have the cup. So, we're going to have to work on this. Just because you got new digs doesn't mean you can't go away from fulfilling the contract obligations.
Exactly. Well, we'll go from high maintenance Ricky to low maintenance Mary, who has a lot of stuff going on. Really excited to learn about the Municipal Auditorium renovation. Here we go.
Mary, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast today. We've got a lot of it to talk about, so we're going to hop right in and get going with this. So, right off the bat, a lot has taken place at the municipal building over the last month. Just a lot of trucks back and forth, and some of us don't even know. Like I don't even know everything that's gone on. So we're happy to have you here to talk to us about it. So tell us what has taken place over the last month since the quote-unquote doors officially closed on July 1.
There's been a lot of moving parts. Yes, the doors did close to the general public, but we still housed several of the public meetings, including the council meetings. And that final council meeting was on July the 27th. And so officially the doors are officially closed 100% now to the public. And the visitor center has moved out. The Main Street office has moved out, and they are just a few doors down on at 122 East Jackson Street. So it was important for the Main Street office to remain downtown and have a presence downtown, for, not only for our downtown merchants, but also for accessibility for our visitors.
And I've seen a lot of our city trucks there. So what departments have been there, and kind of what have they been doing?
Woo! I definitely couldn't have done it without Team Thomasville. I want to give a big shout out to Solid Waste, the IT department, Public Works, the fire department, and I couldn't have done it without, and the marketing department and Austin's team and everybody.
So, like, are they just like showing up to like give you like a vote of confidence or pat on the back? Like
they're giving me that, but. But
good.
there's a lot of behind the scenes. There's I don't know if the building honestly has ever been cleaned out since it opened in 1939. So
it looks like Austin's garage.
Yeah, well, I started in 1939. Okay, I just hadn't cleaned out much. Okay, it's all right. Some people aren't as organized as others.
So it's fair to say that, like, a lot of people have been in there clearing stuff out. And
yes,
absolutely, yes. And now that everybody's all departments have finally moved out, I am the last one in the building, and I'm fixing to go through every closet, every nook and cranny, and clean everything out to get ready for the construction.
So Austin, is Mary's new name the Last Samurai or the Lone Survivor? What
I'm the captain of the ship.
Yeah, the captain.
Going down with the ship?
I'm not going down. I'm going up.
That's right.
I'm going to put that mast up.
The rebuilt captain of the ship here. So going to be exciting. And yes, it is. There was a lot of history things that got recovered, some photos here and there. So really glad yourself and a lot of other people kind of have a heart for preservation. Not only the building, but the stuff in the building. So that's been pretty cool to watch. So.
Yeah, the historic preservation is honestly one of the biggest things that I'm excited about is to be able to continue to tell the story of the historic municipal building, because there is a lot of history that has happened inside that building. And I, with our design team, I have identified that I've identified a hallway in the center of the municipal building that I'm going to create into our historic wall and be able to change that out with different pictures and just continue to tell our story.
Yeah. Will there be like Man of the Year photos in this? I've heard there's a big push for that. What do you like? Some current Man of the Years have really been pushing.
She's in
I might be able to.
She's in negotiations.
I'm in negotiation,
with my team.
and I might be able to find a little spot.
Yeah. I can find some of those. So all kidding aside about the historic preservation side, and I know Ricky's pushing hard to put his face in there, but let's go to a important part of that is where are the public meetings going to? It's such so many public meetings got housed there in the Municipal Auditorium.
They are being moved to different locations throughout the city. Some of them are being moved to the Thomas County Public Library. Some are going to the City of Thomasville Tom Berry Building. We have others going to the City Administration Building, and then others are going over to the R. Carlton Powell Public Safety Complex.
All right. So keep checking. There will also be a lot to look out for that, but we definitely want our citizens to come and know. And pretty good participation so far, Ricky, on some public meetings we've had. That's what I've heard.
That is, and we're excited to, as part of this, move to other locations as well that can potentially bring about other citizens to get involved in meetings that potentially in the past hadn't been. So it certainly is a good time for evaluation as far as the public meetings and the civic participation by our community.
Yep, always a good thing. So switching gears to the design and construction side of things. Back in February, Cheryl Seeley informed our listeners about the project team that are helping to guide this project. Just kind of remind us of the project management team and all the kind of things there's a lot going into this, Mary. Take us through that.
Yeah, we've been working with a consulting group called Turner, Townsend and Heery for about the last year and a half, honestly getting close to 2 years. And we working with them, we've done a market and feasibility study, comprehensive plan, a building assessments report, and a lot of behind the scenes work. Recently, back in March, we sent out an RFP for architects for the redesign for the not redesign. I don't want to say that for the design and the remodel of the municipal building. And the council has selected Smallwood Architects out of Atlanta. They do a lot of historic preservation on a lot of older buildings, but what they also specialize in is historic preservation on theaters. So we felt confident with them.
So, we've got the architect, and in June we also awarded a general contractor contract. So what GC did the city council approve for this project?
The construction manager firm is CCH Construction, and they're locally from here in Thomasville, and we're grateful to have them as our managing contractor.
Yeah, and some may recall that CCH Construction was a part of the West Jackson streetscape, and so obviously a good familiarity there, and it's also obviously great to have local.
Yeah,
it's always great when we can contract with our local community in order to get involved with these projects and make a difference in the community. So because it is a community project,
absolutely,
that's going to be the great part.
And they know how important it is. So I like that too, where they know how many people go in that building and the potential to have even more. So looking forward to seeing what they come up with.
So we briefly talked about historic preservation, but talk to us a little bit. We mentioned that it's a priority, but there are steps that need to be taken in order to maintain. What's kind of some of the thought process in that historic preservation that'll take place?
Well, definitely the exterior of the building with our beautiful, iconic building. We don't want to make any major changes on the exterior. We're going to be presenting here shortly to the HPC board on replacing all the windows throughout the building, because they're the original wooden single pane windows, and we're looking for energy efficient and windows that are going to last for 20 plus years and be beautiful and be a replica of the same windows, the same wooden windows that we have in there currently.
Yeah, so that I love all that stuff. It's cool, and again, just looking forward to all those. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to be able to see and see progress, but also be some things maybe we can't see. A lot of the internal structure and just getting things. I've heard a lot of like handicap kind of things, getting that building up to those standards. But what are some of the first things that citizens can expect to see on this type of renovation?
One of the first things that the citizens are going to see is we don't like to talk about it, but it has to be done, is the removal of all the trees and the landscape that's around the exterior of the building, because it's the roots have penetrated the building, causing water damage. So unfortunately, all the trees and the landscape do have to come out, but we are working on a redesign with the landscape designer to put some beautiful foliage back out around our building to keep it historically beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm sure that certainly will be the case. That's the great thing about this project team, and having had the chance to sit in some of the meetings with yourself. They certainly are experts in the field, and when they provide information, it's always detailed and it never leaves any questions behind it. And so, again, it's just a really well-rounded team.
Well, and it's always, with this team, we've been working with them for quite some time, and they really, truly feel like a part of our Thomasville family, and they get our historic history, and they get our downtown, and they understand that it's so important to keep our history and the historical preservation of our building.
I'm glad that the bids went to them, because the second right behind them was Austin, and that things would not have gone
That's right.
pretty well.
A little haphazard there.
Yeah, I've seen
Good
him work
choice
on
by-
projects, and I've seen him work with wires, and that's
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
We're just lucky right now that this is actually recording.
That's
Yeah.
right. Hey, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see at the end of this. I will say this. The unwritten rule of Thomasville is we love trees, and we all do. And it has changed. Those trees have actually changed that space as a huge destination for photos and proposals and all kinds of things. And I'm quite confident we'll get back to that. But there will be, for now, coming up soon, it won't be as fun, as beautiful as we do the renovations. Is that
As
fair
we
to
go,
say?
as we go through the renovation, there's going to be, it's not going to be.
It's gonna go.
It's going to go, and it's unfortunate, but we are planning on an exterior redesign on our landscape and over in our courtyard area. That is one of the most iconic picturist. Like Austin said,
there's always stuff
there's
there.
always people there getting their pictures taken with the fountain, the water feature. We are going to bring back a water feature of some sort. We are going to elevate the floor of the courtyard and raise it up for ADA compliance. So that is going to be a huge plus.
Yes.
That our folks will be able to access the building from multiple points instead of just one point that's in the back corner of the building. So lots of stuff going on. We are going to also there in the courtyard. We're also going to move the electrical transformer that is taking a lot of footprint out of the courtyard. We're going to move that in the back parking lot. And, it's not going to take up any parking spots. And it's going to, we are totally enhancing the flexible space in the courtyard and going to make it even prettier than what it is now.
Yeah, and we talked about what the citizens will see. Obviously, once some of that green space gets removed, shortly after that will come a different look, right?
A very different look. We're going to have some scaffolding going up, and that's going to go around the building on different parts of the building, because we've got to be able to access those windows all the way up to the auditorium level. And so it's going to be a different look. There's going to be construction fences, and we're going to put some silt fence around it to kind of hide the construction side of it, and try to make it as beautiful as we can during a construction site.
And I've seen some pictures of it, and it looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, it does look pretty sharp. Yeah.
It kind of gives me it kind of gave me, when I looked at the picture, it kind of gave me like a vibe, a New York City type of vibe when you see
scaffolding everywhere.
You always see scaffolding everywhere, because there's always construction going on in a city like New York, but you always got to walk. So there'll still be accessibility to walk in the perimeter and
Correct.
Things of that nature. So I've seen the pictures, and that'll certainly be a different look for the auditorium.
Yeah, so Mary, you've touched on this a little bit, but just to kind of focus in on this question, what are the renovation priorities of this project? I think we've had these conversations some, but just talk about those.
It started out, the reason that we needed this renovation so desperately is the life safety of it. The staircase for the fire escape coming out of the auditorium level has been condemned due to age, and can't access that fire escape. We're going to add fire sprinklers into the.
Ricky's messing up the podcast by time
what are you
trying to
making all
take
that
a drink
crackling noise
over there.
I'm over here. I'm parched too, and I didn't go for my water.
Mary's taking it for the team, and Ricky's over
I'm
there
over
trying
here
to
being
get a
tough.
sip of water.
I tried to
You
be
see what I
quiet.
got to work? You see what I got to work with?
You good over there? Do we need to take another pause? You need another sip?
You okay? All right.
Yeah. If you can see Ricky's face, he's actually blushing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, soccer players are known to flop. He's over there, flopping over there.
I know, it's not that
I'm
often
water.
that we can see Ricky blushing. The man of the year, come on.
So let's get this thing back on the railroad tracks after Ricky derailed it. So life-saving things. You got a lot of ADA
A lot
compliance,
of ADA. We're
which
going to
is-
do.
the building's old. It
The
needs
building's
that.
old, and it's only had a few renovations, but this is a major one to get us up to compliance. We're going to do fire sprinklers throughout the building. Lots of great stuff coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Ricky, do you have it together enough to ask the next question?
No, I don't. I don't. Not at all. No, but in all seriousness, Mary, obviously before you go, there's been a lot of talk in the past about renovations, and obviously there were renovations years ago. But tell us, why is this the right time for this project?
If we didn't do it now, the building would be closed, because that's how bad a shape that it's in. Our consultants have identified some major concerns, and they went back to admin Chris and Cheryl and the council, and they said it's either closing the building now that all these things have been identified, or we have to go through with the renovation. We know it's going to be a phased process, renovation. We were blessed that the council was able to grant us in the 2026 budget some SPLOST funds, and also through city budget $6.5 million. And this is around a grand total. It's a well over $18 million project for the full renovation, and it's beyond time.
Yeah, and obviously as part of this budget year, as we've mentioned earlier in the year as well, when our assistant city manager Cheryl Seeley was here, there's that 6.5, for this as far as the 2026, and I think there's a lot of work, a lot at work as we look at this project, throughout the years. So I think there's a big part of it, as you mentioned, for the council. The council's been behind it and has been a part of it every step of the way.
And honestly, Ricky, this is one of the council's top 5 priorities for their fiscal year, and while they're in term, that they definitely want to see this done and see this through to the end, because they know, with this sitting on the corner of Jackson and Crawford Street, this is the center of attention. This is the I call it the icon, the anchor for our downtown. And I'm not from Thomasville. I moved here from Alabama, and when I took my position, and it's amazing to hear the stories from our local citizens that I've encountered my last 2.5 years, the memories that have either sat in a meeting, either sat in an audience, or have walked across that stage. There's so many memories. I got goosebumps now, and I want to continue that. I'm blessed that I just had a grandbaby this past Monday, and I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing it for the future, for all the generations to come. This isn't just a Mary, Ricky, Austin, in our it's for generations to come. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to be the lead of it and share this vision. And I heard great things. Like I said, my 2.5 years here, I've heard we used to have some awesome bluegrass concerts. Concerts on the stage. I heard that we've had George Jones on the stage. I used to work for a performing arts center up in Alabama, and I worked backstage hospitality. I did marketing for them, and I have been blessed to be able to work with some national touring artists, the Beach Boys, the Michael Bolton, Trace Atkins. And if we were doing it in Oxford, Alabama, why can't we do it here with our beautiful, vibrant downtown?
Yeah, well said, Mary.
Austin, get your guitar ready.
That's right. We'll take the podcast. I know you don't want to ask us, Mary, but we will take the podcast live if you want us to.
Oh, absolutely.
On the stage in a couple of years.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you back at the auditorium. Now that you're moved out, we'd love to have you back at your old home.
Is the auditorium big enough?
Not for our egos. Not for our egos.
That would be
sure.
like two people.
That's right.
I have kind of kicked it around about, having a man of the year seat up towards the front.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
I haven't identified where that's going to go yet.
Yeah. Well, we'll say, as we pick on Ricky for man of the year, you get extra points for working in the new grandbaby too. That's, I knew you'd find a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Talk about talk about the new grandbaby. And congratulations on that,
Thank
too.
you.
All right. We are going to, thanks again, Mary. We're going to go to a few announcements. But again, the project for now is scheduled to end in fall of 2027. And we'll be right back.
All right, Austin and Mary, this is the funnest part of the day because we're talking history. We've been talking history with the municipal. We're going to keep on talking history. So in honor of the bicentennial, our 2026 podcast will include a Thomasville History Did You Know segment. This information is graciously provided to us by the Thomasville History Center. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
Let's go.
Here we go. Did you know that in 1879, the first telephone is installed in Thomasville? It connects the Mitchell House to H.B. Ainsworth Livery Stable. So, Austin, was that phone? I mean, was it clear? Did it work?
Yeah,
good,
it worked good. I think Alexander Graham Bell put that one in. So, but I was trying to think actually when the telephone was invented. That it seems around that time. So we're pretty modern back in the day.
With the times. Yeah.
I'll have to look that up while you're doing the rest of it. So.
And we've been touching on this as we've gone on with these segments of the Did You Know? So in 1880, Thomas County population stands at 20,597, an increase of 5,000 people since 1870.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, we learn something new every day on this podcast, Austin. And the incredible part is that you've been a part of it since day one because you're like 2,000 years old.
That's right. I mean, I don't look a day over 500, but...
Hey, here's something cool. During the clean out over at the municipal building, I found an old telephone. But I don't.
Maybe it was that telephone.
Maybe it could have been.
But it definitely doesn't date back to the 1800s. It's an old touch phone. So
those things are cool, though.
Oh, I know.
like those things. So,
but I'm saving it, and I'm going to put it on display in the hallway there in the municipal building where I make the historical hallway, just so the kids can see. There's a lot of kids that's never seen an old telephone.
Yeah, that thing's cool. Put it right next to that picture of Ricky. So the patent for the telephone was given in 1876. So not that far, far away. So I was trying to find like when it actually was invented, but that's pretty cool. So
yeah. So it's important during this time. We got a lot going on. We remind everyone to visit the public meetings calendar. At thomasville.org for meeting dates, times, and locations, as we discussed earlier on. But we're going to run through those real quick. One of the locations, as discussed, the Thomas County Public Library at 201 North Madison Street. They will now house the ARZA meetings, City Council meetings and workshops, DTTA, GIC, Historic Preservation Commission, Land Bank Authority, Planning and Zoning Commission, and the Recreation Board. So all of those meetings will be held at the Thomas County Public Library. A big shout out and a big thank you to the library for allowing us during these renovations to host all of these meetings there. At the City Admin Building at 111 Victoria Place, the Downtown Development Authority will meet for their monthly meetings. At the City of Thomasville Tom Berry Building, which is located at 326 Fletcher Street, the Main Street Advisory Board will meet there, along with the Pension Board and the Utilities Commission. And finally, at the Carlton Powell Public Safety Complex, the Public Safety Committee will meet, and that is located at 921 Smith Avenue.
Yeah, and for those, I don't, locally, people maybe call that, where the jail is or where the
Justice
police
Center.
and Jail Justice Center, those types of things. So that's where people know that. All right. Well, fantastic show. Mary, thank you for being with us today.
Absolutely.
And excited about seeing the progress. I know it's going to be slow, but it's going to be great. So looking forward to that. So just want to thank everyone. Thanks to Ricky for not messing up too much. And we will see y'all next time.
You've been listening to Thomasville Insights with the City of Thomasville. The show is produced by the City of Thomasville Marketing Department. The show's music is by pond5.com. To learn more about the City of Thomasville, visit thomasville.org or follow us on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on your favorite listening app so you don't miss an episode. Thanks for listening.